Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. New album review day today. Here we've got the 20th studio album. Hard to believe, 20 of them. From one of the great UK progressive rock bands of all time, especially since the second wave of prog kind of hit in the early 80s. Of course, I'm talking about Marillion, An Hour Before It's Dark. Out now on Ear Music, Edel, Intact. Those are all the labels that these are released on or co-released on. Produced by the band along with Michael Hunter. So this particular album features, of course, the lineup of Steve Hogarth on lead vocals, otherwise known as H. Mark Kelly on keyboards. Stephen Rothery on electric guitar. Of course, we've had both Stephen Rothery and Mark Kelly here on the channel over the last year and a half. Ian Mosley on drums and Pete Pardo on bass guitar. Pete Pardo, of course, also the bass player for Transatlantic. So, in addition, we've got the choir Noir vocals on 3 tracks here. And yeah, it's a good long album. Well, not that long, maybe about 55 minutes long, just under an hour. Let's take a look at the kind of digipack thing here. Of course, we've got the CD, then you got a bonus DVD, which has like a documentary with the guys talking about the making of the album, which is always kind of cool. Then you've got your booklet with all sorts of interesting things here, lyrics, artwork, who plays what on what, all that good stuff, right? So this is, the follow-up to their Fear album, which of course came out in, hold on, I'll get you the exact date of that. What was that 2018, 2019, something like that? That came out in 2016, actually. Wow, so it's been 6 years already, yeah. So the Fear album, 2016, Sounds That Can't Be Made, 2012, Less Is More, 2009, Happiness Is the Road, 2008, Somewhere Else, 2007. So, the band has been fairly consistently releasing stuff over the last, 20 years or so, but we've had a little bit of break. We had With Friends from the Orchestra in 2019, but the last full studio album of all new material was the Fear album in 2016. And of course, Fear is short for Fuck Everyone and Run, right? So little did we know in 2016 that just a couple years later, people would be running from things, right? Would have fear of what's going on outside of our houses and all that. So so it's crazy times. But here we are, An Hour Before It's Dark, 2022. So we've got, as far as like the tracks go, you really have just 7 tracks on this particular album. And a few of them are like multi-part suites, epics, whatever you like to call them. Be Hard on Yourself is the first song. That's about 9 minutes and change. I really like it a lot. This is not a very rockin' album. This is not, if you've been following Marillion for a while, you kind of know the zone that they've been in for a bit. This is very kind of melodic, melancholy, sumptuous, dreamy prog rock, or, and some folks might even think it's kind of a stretch to call this prog. It's kind of like contemporary, melodic, moody rock music, right? But with lots of progressive elements. Be Hard on Yourself is a 3-part epic here. Again, like I said, just under 10 minutes long. I love the vocals on this song. I love the chorus. It just kind of like, it's dreamy. It kind of takes you away. It's atmospheric. You get the kind of really nice, sumptuous keyboards. Throughout this album, you get Mr. Rothery will kind of jump in with his really tasty guitar licks and solos. He's just such a tremendous player. So melodic, so emotional. You got Reprogram the Genius, track number 2. That's about 7 minutes long. Also another 3-part piece. I like that. That's one of the more up-tempo songs on the album. And it's got a really nice hook, nice chorus. It's catchy. It's kind of rhythmic, right? A little bit different than some of the other stuff. I like that song a lot. Then you got the really brief Only a Kiss. Then you got Murder Machines. Murder Machines, a nice, moody, cool song. I dig that a bit. Then The Crow and the Nightingale. Again, some of the stuff on this album is just, it's kind of, this is definitely mood music. This is not kind of get the barbecue going in the back and invite a bunch of friends, crack open the beers type of stuff. It's not really that. This is like, man, it's chilly or raining outside, it's like a Friday or Saturday night, and you put this on, and you settle back in your chair, maybe you got a glass of wine or something like that, you start up a fire and just kind of let the music just kind of wash over you. That to me is like kind of like where Marillion is at, like in more recent years. And you know what, that's okay. I've been critical of some of their albums over the last, couple decades. And some of them I dig quite a bit. Some of them, man, don't do a hell of a lot for me. But I think that the older I'm getting, I'm starting to appreciate more of where they're at these days and say, okay, this is where Marillion is. This is where they kind of have been. I'm either on the train or I'm not on the train. And I'm thinking that the longer we go on, I start revisiting some of these albums. I'm like, hey, you know what? I actually don't mind this stuff at all. And I'm liking this album. Is it the kind of near classic that the Fear album is and was? I'm not quite sure yet. I'm a late convert to Fear as well. I got to a point where I wasn't listening to new Marillion albums as intently as I used to in the past over the last decade. So I did not listen to Fear when it first came out, and I have since visited it and then revisited it much later after it came out, and I actually quite like that album a lot. And this to me is kind of in line with some of the stuff you got on that album. Like I said, it's dramatic, moody type stuff. You got the Sierra Leone, which is another lengthy 5-part track here, 5-part suite, and that's just under 11 minutes. I like that quite a bit. It's cool. Like I said, it's broken down into 5 sections, and they all kind of segue into each other, but take you on like a little bit of a different journey. Really nice. And then you have the big epic at the end of the album, which is called Care. 4 parts, comprised of Maintenance Drugs, An Hour Before It's Dark, Every Cell, and Angels on Earth. I do want to mention we've got a longtime viewer of the channel who also has his own channel here on YouTube, and that's David Gallagher. And he sent me a message a couple weeks back letting me know of a really cool story. Now, David actually lost his twin brother to COVID back at the beginning of all this stuff that's going on here. Very traumatic experience in life. Anybody who loses a sibling, right, let alone a twin, to a terrible disease that has afflicted the entire universe. And he was communicating with Steve Hogarth and Marillion about his situation. Steve had mentioned that they were putting together this album. This is going back a couple of years here, and that he was really thinking of David's situation while putting together and writing this song Care, which is pretty cool that someone of the stature of a Steve Hogarth, lead singer of Marillion, would take the time to respond to someone like myself or to David about something that's going on in their lives, and take the time and care enough to do that. So pretty cool story, I think. And I know for David, and I'm sure you're watching, I'm sure forever going forward, when you hear the song Care, you're going to think of this. You're going to think of your brother. You're going to think of the kindness that was shown to you by Mr. Hogarth. And that's a pretty cool thing. And I think a really nice gesture from Mr. H himself. So, but yeah, Care is a wonderful song. And if you read the lyrics, it's, Maintenance Drugs, all about how, today you think you're well, you might not be tomorrow. And, so many people on this earth who are taking all these things prescribed to them to kind of help them to feel better or not. Does it work? I mean, I probably just want to read you a little bit of lyric here because I think it's... So we've got, they give me maintenance drugs, said I'll be okay. They give me maintenance drugs, they said I'd be okay. So I'm taking my time, living from day to day. You gotta live. No one knows how much time. No one knows how much time. No one knows how much time they've got left. Ne sais pas. An hour before it's dark. They give me maintenance drugs, said I'll be okay. They test me once a year. They test me once a year. And it goes on and on from there. I think you kind of get the message. But, yeah, it's pretty... Like I said, this is The music of Marillion, to me, it's not overly happy, uplifting stuff in a way, but the melodies and the emotion behind everything they do kind of is, if that makes any sense. This is not the big, mysterious, rocking, symphonic days of the Fesh era, right? This is definitely a different beast, which Marillion's been doing now for, over 30 years. And I kind of dig this, but it's got a place and a time for me. Like, Marillion to me is not an everyday listen anymore. But when I'm in the mood for something like this, and you just want to be kind of taken away and swept away by this kind of wonderful mood music that's telling a story, An Hour Before It's Dark is pretty damn cool, I think. So I am liking this. Not really sure what some of the opinions are out there on this album. I'm seeing mostly positive stuff from people. So if you are someone who has this album already and you've got some thoughts on it, please put that down in the comments below. And if you haven't heard it, go out and check it out. Go get your double disc set, right? CD and DVD, and check it out. Let us know what you think. And please make sure to visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. As far as what I'm going to rate this right now, easy 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 star. Really good. Very enjoyable. Sumptuous album. An Hour Before It's Dark, the latest from Marillion, 20th studio album. Thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. Stay tuned for more stuff here on the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell so you get notified of all of our content as it posts each and every day. And thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you real soon here on the channel because, of course, we've got more stuff coming up because we're here all together all the damn time. See you soon. Bye-bye.